Hey everyone, welcome back to Alan Wake 2. We are done with all the episodes of Night Springs, so we are moving on to the lake house. So let's check it out. Obviously, this is going to be a much more serious story than the other three DLC episodes, so expect a very different vibe for this one. Let's go. I'm excited. This is the first time in a while we've been back at the FBC, so to speak.
This isn't the Bureau's first time in Bright Falls. 1970, 76, 8. Last one was in 2010. It's not exactly clockwork, but this town sees way more altered world events than most. We knew it was just a matter of time before the lake acted up again. After the AWE in 2010, the FBC's research department set up a facility, the Lake House, to study the threshold in Cauldron Lake, find better ways to contain the entity inside. More tax dollars at work. When we detected a spike in paranatural activity at Cauldron Lake, before I even knew you were on this case, Saga, the Lake House was my first stop. I was short-handed, hoped they could spare some help, maybe give us some intel on the situation. If I had any clue what was waiting for us in there, Saga, I'd have just kept on driving.
Have you guys thought of nuking that lake? Just dropping a big huge bomb in it?
This is Agent Kiran Estevez responding to an AWE alert in the vicinity. I need to speak with the Marmonts. So much for the welcome wagon.
Yeah, that's ominous.
You all set up the perimeter. We're on the threshold's doorstep, so keep your eyes peeled.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's like Silent Hill. Silent Hill's got the fog, the otherworldly fog, and Bright Falls has the lake where an eldritch abomination lives inside it. Ooh, those giant letters, the lake house. Nice jackets. What do we have as Estevez? We got 12 bullets and 12 more. We got 2 batteries and 2 trauma pads. So not as much as I'd imagine a federal agent would have. Estevez's ID card.
This shouldn't take long, okay? You see anything, radio me.
Roger that.
So these guys have been coming here for decades. And before it was those old Viking rock stars that stopped the dark prisons. It wasn't even them. And then before it was Thomas Zane that stopped the dark prisons originally. So that begs the question, what exactly has the FBC done here to actually stop the entity that's inside? Because it seems that every time it's occurred and every single decade it's always someone else that stops it. You know, in 2010 it was Alan Wake. Before it was the rock band, the Old Gods of Asgard. Before that it was Thomas Zane. And I'm guessing somewhere in between was a different one. Probably Cynthia Weber, right? The lamp lady. So it's always someone else who stops the dark presence from gaining a foothold in Bright Falls. So again, that
House was run by the research department. Research and investigations don't really see eye to eye. What they call science, I call a violation of Bureau protocol and human decency. Classic interdepartmental drama. Your FBI saga, you know how it goes. Now, in retrospect, my low opinion of the research department may have clouded my judgment.
So like I was saying, what exactly has the FBC done to stop this throughout all these decades? Because so far, from where I'm looking at it, it seems like they've done a big fat pile of nothing. So what she mentioned about the research there, not seeing eye to eye with them, yeah, because they were keeping human prisoners. That's the whole reason Dylan went berserk in control, because they kept him there like a dog, basically chained up and doing experiments on him, or else he wouldn't have turned so nasty. He wouldn't have turned to the hiss. So yeah, research does let their ultimate goals cloud their minds. They start to do some pretty shady stuff for which they could probably be prosecuted if a court of law had any actual control over the FBC. You know, if they weren't reporting to some mysterious black pyramid in the sky, in the astral plane, they could probably be held accountable for some of the stuff they've done, especially Dr. Darling. Because as cool as he is in some respects, even his most ardent supporters probably have to admit that he screwed up majorly with Dylan and the whole his situation. He completely mismanaged that and mishandled it. And he also alienated Trench instead of trying to help him, so it was just an all-around big screw-up from Dr. Darling. He's no darling in that respect, that's for sure. The man has some serious giant flaws. I wonder if we will see Dr. Darling in this one, if he reaches out to the agents inside, because that was weird that he just appeared for like one moment in Alan Wake 2 and then never showed up again. Like, was he just trying to reach Alan once and then he just gave up and said, "Ah, fuck it, it's not worth my time"? Or did the dark presence block his did it block his signal to keep it from reaching Alan? Like, what exactly was he trying to do there? I still don't know. And I thought the DLC, the Timebreaker DLC, might have provided some clues about that, but no, that had nothing to do with the FBC or Darling or any of that, or even Mr. Door. Like, it's weird, as much as Mr. Door was the antagonist in that, like I said before, it all read like some bullshit that Alan Wake made up in the Dark Place to try to explain what Mr. Door is, because it doesn't know. It just did not read like a valid backstory of Door at all. Because we've known he's had a recent contact with Earth, and he's fathered at least one child, Saga, and he doesn't seem that menacing the way Alan made him out to be, like this gigantic threat to like the entire multiverse. Like the way Alan painted him in Timebreaker, it almost made him seem like Thanos or Darkseid from the DC universe. It just doesn't fit with what we saw of Mr. Door in the actual game. So that reads more to me like Alan just making bullshit up, trying to explain what this man is, because Door won't give him any actual information. And Alan wasn't even fully aware of him until recently. Okay, so the lake house looks like it's suspended over the forest, or is this just like the first part of it? Do we have a flashlight? We do not, so we better get one soon or else we're screwed. Now I've heard some very bad things about these guys, the Marmonts, those scientists working there. Speak to Dr. Marmont, and Dr. Marmont, I assume they're husband and wife, or spouses at least, or some type of partners, relatives, I don't know, but they're obviously connected in some way.
Agent Kiran Estevez, Investigations Department.
It's funny what she also said about their tax dollars at work, because apparently the board ensures that they get in basically an infinite supply of money that they need. Like, they never need to cut back on anything because the board somehow manipulates it so that they always get exactly the money they need. So that makes me wonder, how much control does the board exactly have over reality, that they can just manipulate like entire government's money like that and no one ever questions it.
The individual carrying a firearm into a restricted government facility? No?
Okay, well, it was definitely going in the report.
Kiran, I think everyone's dead. That's why they're not checking the security protocols. I think everyone's gone. They're all dead. Or else they transform into those weird stretchy monsters that Hartman turned into. Oh no, because he turned into it because he was infected both by the hiss and the darkness, so that's why he got all stretched out. So they're probably just regular taken. Although I know there is at least one new enemy here. Ramness, daily stand-up, no doodling. Sounds like something Dr. Darling would do, just doodle on the boards for no reason, trying to mess with his staff. Look at this, the dangers of doodling. The following types of recreational creativity are forbidden: doodling, rhythmic drumming with pencil, fingers, or a makeshift percussion instrument, stacking office supplies into sculpture-like arrangements, dancing, humming. Damn, they can't do shit. They can't do anything in here. Single person, slight... What the hell? Oh, it's a canoe. For a moment, I thought they were selling an actual person in there. No, that's a canoe. Single person, slightly used, yellow. Does that matter? It's a canoe. Does it really matter? Great for checking out the local case, base. For a moment, I thought it said great for checking out the local gays. Oh, Brandy. Interested? Chat with Brandy Davis on sublevel 3 for details. Okay, it's the local base, not K's or anything else. Self-defense course, learn taekwondo, judo, and more. Power core, transport, and handling techniques. Oh, those are the power cores that are scattered all around the oldest house. Okay, so it's a kayak, it's not a canoe. Although Brandy seemed really eager to unload it. Look at all the posters she put up. What's that cat? I wonder if that's a reference to the rubber duck that goes all out of control in that game. That rubber duck be causing some problems. The Lake House Daily. Good news, HQ still dark. That's good news? How is HQ being dark good news? That means everyone in the oldest house is locked up there fighting some type of monster or something. How is that good news? Pie was good. More pie for the rest of us. We have coffee. Deerfest this week. Bad news. Oh yeah, HQ still dark. So I guess it's good because nothing's changed. So as far as they know, the building's still standing. Like New York hasn't been blown to shreds. So I guess that's why it's good news. Not allergy bad. No Ama beer. It's good. Tried it. The artist is illegible. I'm guessing they were experimenting on someone. Someone stole the black whiteboard marker. All vacation time cancelled. That sucks. Dr. Jules Marmont. Diana Marmont. So it is husband and wife.
I am Dr. Jules Marmont, and this is my wife.
Dr. Diana Marmont.
Is that Sam Lake?
Together, we
We
are
are
the
the
heads of research at this facility.
facility.
We want to thank you all for helping us break new ground in our study of Cauldron Lake.
That's right, Jules. But don't let our exciting work in threshold regulation and dimensional coupling keep you from observing the proper safety protocols.
You said it, Diana. We run a tight ship here at the lake house. So, always remember the 3 S's. Safety, security, and censorship.
It's a C. It's a C.
Why, yeah, that is the joke, Diana.
Well, it's a stupid fuck.
Wonderful joke, Jules. We'll see you down there.
Damn, he edited her line right there.
That seems healthy.
Yeah, I've seen one video with these guys. They already look shady. They seem like the type of people Jessie would fire if she knew what they were really doing down here. They'd be gone. July 14, 2023. From Ava Ramani to FBC personnel. Status update RE Otis House. To all staff. On-site observation teams report that the Otis House is still under active lockdown. Status of Director Trench, management team, and all other personnel inside the Otis House at the time of the lockdowns. Initialization remains unknown. Observation teams have detected fluctuations in the redacted field originating from the Otis House as of redacted, increasing in strength as it loops through a specific pattern every redacted hours. These readings are currently being analyzed by research staff in the Boston office. Any personnel with information pertaining to the signal should contact them immediately. Sincerely, Ava Ramani, Supervisory Agent. That's not good. Because hasn't it been 10 years since Jesse took over? Why would they still be locked down? For a moment I thought that was Trench without a mustache. Yeah, they look shady. They look like unscrupulous German scientists, if you get my meaning.
An experiment. That bodes well.
Security, safety, censorship. Remember the 3 S's. That's the joke that she hates.
That's handy.
So how big is this place? So you got 4 levels then, so it's a lot larger than it looks. I'm guessing some of it might be underneath the lake. Yeah, because didn't the Oldest House go into lockdown and control? What was that, like 2016? Or 2012? Like when was Control released? When was Control released? I just want to check. Control video game on Google. That was oh, it's 2019. Oh, okay, so if it was 2019, so it couldn't have been 10 years, right? So I'm guessing it had to be so I'm guessing the message Alan sent, or the message from this facility went back, what was it, like 3 years? So I was wrong. It wasn't 10. It was more like 3. I don't know why I was thinking 10. Maybe I was thinking of the first Alan Wake. But either way, it's been in lockdown for several years at this point. So that means they still haven't cleared out the hiss? Or did something else go wrong with the building? Because that's not good if the building's still locked down. Urgent reminder, lake safety protocols. Please remember that the following recreational activities are forbidden in the waters of Cauldron Lake. These restrictions apply to both civilians and FBC employees. Fishing / redacted. Swimming. Boating applies to canoes, kayaks, motorized boats, etc. using the water for redacted purposes. Water skiing, redacted in the water. Paddleboarding. Those are obviously sexual reference. I'm guessing people using the water for sexual purposes. That's extremely forbidden. These activities can result in redacted in an estimated redacted % of cases. If you're unclear about the restrictions listed above, please speak with redacted. So I'm guessing they're referring to the fact that you get infected by the darkness from the dark place. And it's probably something like 99% of cases, because very few people escape unharmed. What about this one? Security report, RE local rumors, background. A recent security operation was performed among the citizens of Bright Falls and Watery. The goal of this operation was to ascertain public knowledge and opinion of the lake house and its operations. Summary. The following information was gained through covert listening and informal questioning. The local public appear to view the area around the lake house with fear. This is, of course, the intended reaction, as the Bureau has publicly marked the area as dangerous due to volcanic gases. However, there is a specific rumor among the public regarding a government facility in the woods run by mad scientists taking people for experimentation. This rumor seems particularly popular among the local youth, and its proximity to the truth is cause for concern. Worst case outcome would be an increase in curiosity or possibly even aggression. It is possible this is even the reason for the lake house security breach back in redacted. Action to be taken. Security personnel will continue to monitor youth chatter. If the rumors continue, disseminating a cover story may be required, maybe even fabricated signage for an American Volcano Commission type institution. Yeah, because they are experimenting with people in there. Those two scientists are probably psychopaths. That also explains why Jessie hasn't fired them yet, because she doesn't even know they're here. If the whole building is still locked down, then nobody knows what's going on in this place. Oh, look at that. That's a nice picture of a cat. Very photogenic cat. And look at that Homer Simpson's donut. Who the hell eats donuts with a fork? Already this is turning out to be full of weirdos. How do we get in here? Is it locked? Yeah, it is locked. Yeah, so I'm guessing like Jesse and the others have been basically locked down in that building for 3 years then. Like I said, I don't know why I thought it was 10. I was thinking probably of the older Alan Wake game released in 2010. Control was 2019, so I'm guessing, assuming it took place in real time, that was 2019. So they've been there for what, 4 years at this point? Because it's 2023. So that's not good. Makes me wonder what the hell's happening inside the oldest house. Although Ati can come and go as he pleases. Where do we go first? Second floor? Wait a second, we gotta speak with the scientist, right? So I guess we go to 4, right? Because that's where the other Marmonts office is. So I'm guessing we go to 4.
Access denied.
What the hell? Can't go to 2? We can't go to 3? Can we go anywhere?
Access denied.
To quote Carlos from Resident Evil 3 Remake, what kind of sci-fi bullshit is this? This is our facility. Why can't you let me down there? Oh, I guess we gotta find his ID card or something over here.
Not here.
Experiment in progress.
I'll have to check downstairs.
What were these psychos doing here? Science fact of the day. Though most famous for acting, Hedy Lamarr also invented in her free time. She patented a frequency hopping device for torpedo guidance system at the age of 38. Yeah, I've heard about that. Mysteries at the Museum did a whole no, was it Mysteries at the Museum? Or yeah, they did one section, but then Dark Matters, Twisted But True did a whole episode on her. It was pretty fascinating, showing how brilliant she was. People thought she was just an actress, but no, she was a brilliant scientist or engineer in her own time.
Changing passwords, huh?
From Security and Technical Support Division, 12 departments. Update to computer password reset policy. Effective September 13, all computer passwords must be reset to daily address security concerns. We are aware this may be an inconvenient change and lead to difficulty remembering your password. We recommend using a permanent set of digits at the beginning of that password followed by numbers that change daily. try significant personal dates, coordinates, etc. Do not use birthdays, the current date, phone numbers, etc. Please also remember that for the time being, passwords are not to exceed 6 digits. Thank you for your compliance. That's a lot of files. Research profile, RE subject P. Summary. Through extensive testing, the subject has been confirmed to possess an intrinsic supernatural ability that manifests exclusively during the act of painting. The paintings feature scenes or events you have no knowledge of, even sometimes painting an event before it occurs. This effect has been proven multiple times and has an estimated 40 to 100% success rate. Note the lack of precision in its range is due to the team's inability to prove that a painting's content will not be realized at some point in the eventual future. Oh, so they captured an artist similar to Alan Wake, and they're experimenting on him. Researchers asked to reiterate their hesitance to publish any concrete statements surrounding the subject and his ability at the time, as the nature of the paintings and their supernatural effect have been exceptionally difficult to measure and quantify. Conclusion. The subject is suspected to be a Class 2 para-utilitarian, though additional testing will be required to confirm this. At this time, his ability is not believed to be a direct threat to himself or others and can be controlled. The nature of his ability is to show current or future events via the art he creates, but the extent of this forecasting cannot be determined by researchers with any high level of precision. Unlike the art created by Alan Wake, there is no evidence the subject's art is directly manipulating reality via the shadow's energies. So he's a less dangerous version of Alan, basically. Replacement keycard request form. Please fill out the fields below before delivering the form to security. A new keycard will be issued to you once the request is processed. Name, Jules Marmon. Position, co-head of researcher. Required clearance, the highest one, I forget what it is called. Reason for replacement, my old card went missing. Indicate here if your card was stolen. How would I know if it is stolen or lost? Why do you not put microchips inside to follow them if you are so concerned with this? I am the head of researcher and I expect a new card on my desk by the end of the workday. Okay, so we gotta figure out the password, so gotta snoop around his office. What magazines do they have? Pacific Times? To my new fellow head of the lake house, love, Diana. I get it because it's a bust of his head. There he is right there. Okay, that's when he got his degree. I'm not going to read all that. There's the couple. A from Dr. Casper Darling, head of research. To Jules Marmon, appointment as facility head. The senior leadership of the Federal Bureau of Control has determined to appoint Dr. Jules Marmon as head of research at the facility at Cauldron Lake, Washington. The appointment will be shared with Diana Marmon, effective upon the facility's completion on July 18. Zachariah Trench, Bureau Director, Casper Darling, Bureau Head of Research. Exceptional Contribution Certificate is awarded to Jules Francois Marmon in grateful recognition of his outstanding contributions to the Bureau's scientific endeavors. Casper Darling, Head of Research. Oh boy, it sounds like Casper Darling's judgment was already compromised there when he appointed that guy. Okay, so July 18, so that's 07-18. 07-18. What's the last two numbers? 07-18. $23? Maybe? It's gotta be 23, right? Because they did it this year, so. Oh, 2020. Let's try it out. So it was 07, 18, 20. 07, 18, 23. Maybe.
Come on.
22.
Nope.
God damn, what the hell? Oh, 09/14/23. Oh, 38. That's why it's in bold. Okay. Let's double check this one again just to be sure. 07/18. And what was the other one? 38. God damn. 07/18. It's gotta be 38. There we go. Hey, look at that CRT screen technology. Still using CRTs. I guess they can't really use advanced LCDs because then it tends to like scramble or become unpredictable. That's what they said why they can't use modern computers in the oldest house. I'm guessing the same effect is here, slightly. Alright, now can we go to number 4?
Access denied.
Nope.
Access denied.
God damn, do we have to go in his office? Something unlocked. Oh yeah, it was the door over here. Hey, look at that, pictures of his cat. That's a fine looking cat. Langston must have liked that cat. He was a cat fiend. Someone's shoe that they left in here?
This should come in handy.
Okay, we got security clearance. Let's go. Let's go hunt down some shaded. They're really taken, but that's what they call them, shaded, so. Let's hunt down some shaded guys. Do we have to get a security card for each? Or is it just for like the first 3 section?
As soon as I got in that elevator, my bad news detector started going nuts. Estivesta team, something's going on in the lake house. I want all nearby agents to push.
Level 1.
How convenient, we were going to floor number 1.
Agent Estevez, what's your status?
Breach detected on sublevel 5.
Oh boy, here they come.
We have a situation in the lake house. All agents converge on the facility now.
Oh, it's our good old friend Scratch. And it looks like he's converted to more.
Shit. Where's the fucking elevator?
Yeah, looks like he's converted to more.
Okay. Priority 1, get the lights on. Standing around in the dark near Cauldron Lake, they're not smart.
Yeah, looks like Scratch got him, so now they're gonna become like him. What kind of twisted monsters did they turn into?
What the fuck was that?
Oh, this is what they call the painted. Oh, I assume these are gonna be monsters coming out of the wall, like painted monsters from that one painter's work. Artists, man, artists are dangerous in this place. I guess that's why they don't want anyone doing any doodling, because it can really mess things up. This is pretty spooky. You imagine being an agent, a lone agent in this place, knowing what's down here, exploring this on your own. Oh, that doesn't look good. It said he paints the future, so I'm guessing that's what one of the guys in charge turned into. Either he or his wife, they turn into that thing.
That is not a regulation FBC weapon.
Where? I don't see it.
Jules's keycard could be useful.
More reading. Progress update number 6. Unfortunately, Jules' keycard went missing last night. Huge shame. On a totally unrelated note, I now have a level 3 clearance in my office, plus a lot of black rock. Been grinding the black rock down to a powder and stashing around in case any gets confiscated. Next steps: weapon test using black rock powder. If successful, may send schematics to offsite team. Khalid transfer out of this shithole. Need to think up more applications for black rock now that I have some. There was a researcher at the OH who had tons of ideas like this. Wish I could remember their name. It was probably Emily Pope. Okay, so he's trying to get himself transferred out of there by proving to be like a good inventor. And he stole Jules' keycard. So I guess he created like a black rock cannon. I think that's what it is, right? Like a black rock launcher.
Wish they'd make these things lighter.
Where do we put it? Is it in here?
The way I saw it, there was only one way out. Identify the source of the event and contain or eliminate it. Now, good news, I just had to keep going down. Bad news, the elevator liked to disappear.
Yeah, where do we take this? I thought we'd just take it in the door. But where do we put it? There are sounds of things wandering around here. And I don't like them. Oh man, they're creeping around us. Where do we put this damn thing? Is it over there? What the hell's wandering around here? Can't we just set it down and then grab that cannon from like the room? Or is that room closed? Yeah, it's right there. It's the Black Rock Cannon. But we can't get in. Yeah, where do we place this thing? Is it where that glowing area is? It's turning into Silent Hill inside here. Yeah, it's literally turned into the other world inside here. Where are they? Threshold linking experiment progress report. The work to create a stable link between our reality and that of the redacted continues. I assume they mean the dark place. Progress is good, with all teams reporting high confidence that a successful connection will soon be possible. Recent efforts in utilizing the paintings produced by Subject P to adjust reality in such a way that achieves our goals were unsuccessful. However, this result allowed us to discard that avenue of research and focus solely on a much more viable one. Our new hypothesis states that the threshold's energy and thus its reality altering effect are drawn to pieces of art that contain significant level of emotion. Quotation marks. This is supported by a clear trend in the data we have gathered over the years. If we can identify and quantify the emotion of an art piece, our work will speed up considerably. Work has already proceeded with an immediate focus on developing devices capable of measuring the level of emotion in any given piece of art. For now, our research will continue to focus solely on the art produced by Subject P. When all pieces of it has yielded successful results outside their assistance in discovering their redacted pages. Those are Alan Wake's pages. His proven status as a para-utilitarian make his work the most suitable research material. Refer to file F2 15 3821 for full report. As the lake house continues to make progress towards its goal, various avenues of research are being pursued. Recently, one such avenue has yielded unexpected results, a research into nursery rhymes. Directed by Dr. and Dr. Marmont, led by Dr. Campbell, as an art form has shown viability its ability to connect with the Cauldron Lake threshold. Oh, so they were the ones making the nursery rhymes. As a result, the nursery rhymes finding will now be carried forward by the co-heads of research and incorporated into ongoing research across the lake house. Effective immediately, research teams will be briefed on how to utilize the effective elements of the nursery rhymes into their own work. Note, Dr. Campbell and his team are being reassigned. They will continue to develop their work on nursery rhymes outside the lake house. Any exposure or risk related to performing confidential work outside the facility's premises have been acknowledged and accepted by co-heads of researchers. Signed, both Dr. Marmon. So they were the ones responsible for all the nursery rhyme crap we were finding. They just look sketchy as hell. Especially her with a smug look and her really short hair. Reminds you of the mother in the Masters of Horror episode, The Fair-Haired Child. She totally looks like that actress. If she weren't a little young, I'd say she is that same actress, but I don't think it's her. Hey, it's Dr. Darling. What's he doing here? What do you have to tell us, Casper?
Dr. Darling.
Is that a recording or is that actually him? From wherever he is now. Let's press the button and find out.
Okay, he doesn't do a damn thing without power.
I wonder if that might actually be him trying to communicate. Alright, so we need a power node. Gotta find power somewhere. There's a safe spot. Save over here. We don't want to save over these two files just in case we need them for whatever reason. Nothing. An empty box. Damn, they got everything needed to survive in the Black Rock shelter. Fridge, a toilet, a sink, a fountain. Defibrillator, emergency supplies. I've read more than one fanfic in which Jesse lives in one of those Black Rock shelters for a while. Makes sense, because if you were trying to stay out of notice in the FBC, that's one of the few places you could actually go to. You know, if you're trying to avoid enemies, or if you're trying to sneak around the oldest house without anyone noticing where you're going, that would definitely be one of the very few places you could actually go to, the Black Rock shelters, and nobody would find you there. Because if they're closed, they would just assume they're being used for something. Or it's malfunctioning and the door can't open. So there would be a pretty good hiding spot if you were trying to avoid the rest of the staff. I just want to see what these monsters are going to look like. So she said we need power. But where do we connect the... Oh, do we got to go over there and mess with it some more? What about this one? Alright, we got some batteries and some ammo. Nice. It's not much, but at least it's something. fault in the system. Alright, let's go listen to Dr. Darling.
At least the elevator's back.
When are they gonna jump us? We know one of them is coming. We know they're around here. When are they gonna jump us? Ah, the good old light. The one place the darkness cannot get us. At least not yet. I wonder if that'll change eventually.
First off, a huge thank you to everyone here. The lake house has made amazing strides in researching the AWE here at Cauldron Lake. Great work, team. I wanted to come in person so I could check in on the latest work. I won't get in the way. It's not our view, so no reason to be scared. Did you hear that, Dr. Marmont? While I'm here, I want to focus on the relationship between the shadow and the AWE site of the lake. The theory that the shadow even originates from the dimension this threshold is tapping into is compelling. Eventually, I want to understand how this dimension manages to convert subjective elements like art into objective reality. What are the constraints of this phenomenon? Can it, say, create altered items or even objects of power simply by manifesting them via a piece of art? These are the things we need to know to accurately classify the shadow. I mean, that name is not very scientific. I mean, I came up with that. Shadow. So, any and all proposals are welcome. Anything testing art's effect on reality by using the shadow's energy is preferred. To find answers, we'll first need a lot of data. No wrong answers. And when I return to the oldest house, I'll take back anything we end up with to run against a classified project called Hedron to build a comparative data set. I wish I could tell you more. It's very, very exciting. Non-physical forces impact. Sorry, I really can't. It is. You know what? Maybe some of you can come visit. We'll have to get you clearance, of course, but maybe that can. You know what? I don't want to take the entire day talking. So, the shadow represents a whole new area of research, and I couldn't be more excited to start digging in. It is a great reward.
The lake house's research went way beyond studying Cauldron Lake's threshold. Playing with paranatural forces, it never goes well, Saga. This is exactly why we lock up people like Wake.
Oh boy, Dr. Darling was messing with a lot of forces he didn't understand. But where else would the shadow come from? Obviously it comes from that dimension. You think he just went in there and decided to take over? Obviously it comes from there. That being said, the problem with locking up Wake is that I said he didn't really ask for this. Like, he was more of a victim than anything. He only became a monster after being trapped in there for years. Before, like I said, he was one of the few people who actually stopped that thing from basically destroying the town. Or even the whole county. It was him, Cynthia Weaver, the Andersons, Thomas Zane. So, like, the FBC didn't do shit. If not for Alan, that whole place would have been destroyed. So, it's easy to speculate and say, oh, we should lock him up because he's dangerous. But the thing is, yeah, you guys weren't doing shit to stop the monster there either. He's the one that stopped it originally in 2010. And before him, Cynthia, and before her, the Andersons, and before them, Thomas Zane. So it's like, none of those times the FBC did shit to stop that thing. It was all other people. And if you're just picking off people who haven't done anything yet, then it's inhumane to keep them there just because they're intriguing research subjects. At that point, you start behaving like the mutant-hating people in the X-Men comics and films and stuff like that, where they just want to lock up people to study them with their powers and use them as weapons, but they don't want them actually living any type of life. At that point, you start becoming the inhuman threat that has to be neutralized. Jessie knew it too. That was why she went to rescue Dylan in the first place. She knew what type of people she was dealing with. And she ended up taking over, but even so, you can see there's still a lot of shady stuff going on. And it looks like over here they don't even know that Trench is dead. They're still thinking he's in charge of the whole operation. They don't even know who their new director is, or that she's changed the priorities of the bureau.
This keycard won't get me in.
The hell? Oh, here they come. Oh.
If you can understand me, I am an agent of the Federal Bureau of Control. I can assist you if you take no hostile action against me or any action that can be perceived as hostile.
Fuck it, get in that light shelter. I don't think they understand you, Kiran. I don't think walking goo that comes from painting understands English. That's not among their priorities, you know? Where'd they go? How are we gonna kill them? Do we just shine the light at them and shoot them down like we do the Taken? Oh, there they are. It's the paint zombies. Oh, here they come, looking all freaky. Come here, you bastard. Where'd he go? Do they travel between the paintings? Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Come here. So it does not look like light affects them. So they're not all... What the hell are they? Let's try shooting him.
This isn't working.
Yeah, that doesn't do anything. Okay, so we do need the black rock cannon because our gun is useless. The gun does nothing. So what does that do? Oh. I guess we just have to run for it, right? Let's just do a quick save. I guess we just have to run for it until we can get our hands on the black rock launcher because the flashlight does nothing. Oh, for a moment I almost thought he was coming out through the computer monitor. Or to that big screen right there. Yeah, it doesn't look like we can fight him. Okay, so where do we have to go? Inventory 3, that's locked. 2 is locked. Says there's a light shift inactive, but we don't have the ability to change the light just yet. Do we have to go to the elevator? Elevator moved. I guess, right? We just have to go to floor number 2 because we don't have anything else we can do here. So I guess just run for it and then make a left turn at elevator. Make a left turn here so we can get to the second floor. Because where else are we going to go? Yeah, let's just run for it. Shit, this was not a good idea. This is not a good idea because there's no elevator there. Oh shit, we can't open that door.
Can't open it from this side.
Come on! Also, we need the higher clearance to open up the door so we can get the black rock. So where do we go then? Panel control switch. What did that do? Maybe over here. Check to see if we can access the elevator. Oh. Oh, here we go. We're out. Get the hell out of here.
Fuck were those things?
It's oil paintings. It's like if that one famous painting stepped out of the Scream and became an actual monster. So it's like the dark place animating them, but then why doesn't the flashlight do anything? Oh, do we actually have to choose a floor? Alright, floor number 2 it is.
Deep breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look, you never really get used to the shit you see in this job, but you can learn techniques to adjust, to function. Take 6 deep breaths, then get to work. Find the source, collapse the threshold.
Sir, please hold. Please hold.
Where am I?
Hold. Please hold.
That does not look good. Is that like a portal to another dimension?
What is that?
It reminds me a bit of the Mode Men from Control.
If you can understand me, I'm an agent of the Federal Bureau of Control. I can assist you if you take no hostile action against me or any action that can be perceived as hostile. Do you understand?
Hey, it does speak English.
Well, I'll be damned.
Guessing it might be the only one that speaks English. I know the Dark Presence does, but I didn't expect anything else to do so.
So what kind of entity are you? You can speak. That means you probably imprinted on a person or retained some of your former self's information. Previously human, maybe? Okay, I can work with that. I just had an unpleasant encounter with some other painted individuals. Any relation? What does that mean? Okay, hey, calm down! You need to cease all hostility right now!
I think it's dead, Kiran.
Bad news? That thing is really pissed off. Good news.
Damn, I
Kill
keep
me.
forgetting the R1 is the flashlight button. Okay, so it's not dead. Maybe it just disappeared off to be angry somewhere.
Angry
I
living
what?
paintings are not typically on the Cauldron Lake bingo card. Something different was happening at the lake house, and I couldn't let it escape. Bright Falls didn't need this particular cherry on its already shitty sundae.
said murder and victim. I wonder if one doctor killed the other. Like, maybe he killed his wife, or the wife killed him. Probably he killed his wife. Boy, I'm really looking forward to Control 2 whenever they start developing that. I know they say they already got the budget set for it. Apparently, what company was it that was it Annapurna that they said they were gonna give half of the budget for it? I know there was one company that said they were gonna give half the budget for the game. I guess in an attempt to make it more profitable. Refinement process, ATD output and calibration. The automated typing device, ATD, will produce writing mimicking that of Alan Wake known para-utilitarian with the goal of affecting reality with the same consistency as Mr. Wake's writing. Oh boy. This, they've crossed into supervillain territory now. Like, why the hell would you want to replicate Alan Wake's writing to alter the world? To reach this level of authenticity, each page produced by the ATDs must be evaluated and graded based on the similarity to Wake's original style. The pages will be graded using the following criteria. 1. Comprehensibility. This is the most basic of criteria. The page must use language and develop stories in an understandable, organic way. There, so it's like ChatGPT, right? Like that thing that they came up with and put it on the internet, ChatGPT. I think that's on Twitter, right? It just writes up stuff automatically, like a low version of an AI. These people are insane. Style. The page must accurately mimic the typical style of Wake's writing, using pages in the Lakehouse's possession as reference. Yeah, they're literally trying to create an artificial Alan Wake. That's insane. Tone. The page must accurately mimic the typical tone of Wake's writing, using pages in the Lakehouse's possession as reference. Content. The page must accurately mimic the typical content of Wake's writing, using pages in the Lakehouse's possession as reference. Once pages are graded, they will be fed into the algorithm as preferred reference material, thus continuously refining the writing produced by the ATDs until they can produce near identical stories to Alan Wake. Once that is achieved, we will provide instructions to the ATD on what to write, effectively gaining control of Wake's ability to link with the Shadow's power. So holy shit, they're literally trying to create like an artificial Alan Wake so they can what? Are they planning to take over the world? What exactly are they gonna do? I know they want to link up with the Shadow, aka the Dark Princess, but what exactly they want to do? They sound like megalomaniacs, like typical supervillains. So it's obvious the people inside this facility have lost it long ago. They're actually a danger to the world now. Because remember, that's one of the reasons why the FBC was pursuing that organization, the Blessed Pictures organization, which unfortunately Barry Wheeler just stumbled into. So Barry's probably going to be in control too, and he's probably going to be dead if they can't get him out of there. But yeah, they were trying to track down that organization because that organization was using altered items and objects of power to change or control the world around them, and now it seems like these guys are doing just that. So they've literally become the same menace the FBC is supposed to be pursuing. They are literal supervillain territory now. Hey, look at the Black Pyramid cigarettes. You gotta honor the board even when you're smoking.
Diana and Jules Marmont had once been a team, rising stars in the Bureau, both talented in their own way. Diana innovated and Jules got funding from the bureaucrats. Cooperation led to respect. Connection. Then after a decade of hard work, the happy couple were promoted. Co-heads of research. Their first years at the lake house were good. Challenging, but not insurmountable. Not for them. Gradually, thoughts fell into their heads like drops of dark water. Why does she get all the credit? Why does he get any credit? With that, a crack formed in the lake house. The Marmonts and their work became arrogant, erratic. The crack widened and the water seeped in.
They went crazy over jealousy of all things. It might have been the dark place influencing them, but it might have been that that's one of the reasons why it's recommended that couples don't work together in most cases, because bad things tend to happen. It is possible, but you have to be able to leave your ego aside at the door and work for the greater good of whatever you're doing, like whether it's a company or an artistic project or a film, etc. Like, there are successful husband and wife, or husband and husband, or wife and wife team, no matter what you phrase it as, no matter what type of relationship you have with your spouse. There are successful examples, but you have to be willing to put aside your ego and your own arrogance. And if you can't do that, then it usually results in disastrous outcomes. So I thought this was one of the artificial pages, but it looks like they got one of Alan's actual pages, and then they're trying to mimic it. Style contains dialogue, clipped phrasing, third person, omniscient, broad timeline. The clipped phrasing is interesting because apparently that's one of the reasons why he writes like that, because you have to be very, very specific when writing from the dark place, or else one, it won't work, or two, bad things will happen as the outcome if you don't specify exactly what you want. It's almost like when you're dealing with those old-fashioned genies, or like Calypso and Twisted Metal, where you have to specify very, very clearly what you want, because anything else will be twisted into something you don't want. So you literally have to tell them, like, in less than 10 words exactly what it is you want, and you have to specify it in detail, because if you don't, he'll twist it into something else. Story concepts: Marmonts, FBC Lake House, conflict, water, dark. Words per sentence: max 12, minimum 1, average 6 per 6.71. Is co-heads one word or two? Yes, they're analyzing literally everything. So Diana was the innovator, and then Jules got the funding. Co-heads of research. Yeah, so it sounded like he resented that she was getting all the credit because she's the engineer or the scientist, and then she resented that he was getting any credit because he was the money man, basically. But the problem is, they had to realize that you can't work without the other. You know, a good researcher is nothing without someone to back them up. And then if that person with the money doesn't have anyone brilliant to back up, and then he's basically useless. So it takes both sides. You have to work together as a team, or else you won't accomplish anything. You accomplish nothing.
Rudolph Lane stood back from the canvas. He didn't recognize the piece. Did he paint this? His mind was foggy, unfocused. He knew the Marmonts were putting something in his food. A man in a white coat came to steer Lane back to his cell. He did not resist. He was too tired. He lay on the bed, but the stench in his cell wouldn't let him sleep. An acid stink. The turpentine. The paint. It was all over him. Years of it. 1,000 paintings. 1,000 more to come. A putrid weight he could never wash away. Cold hate simmered below the mist clogging his thoughts. Hatred for the paint. Hatred for the brushes. For the Marmonts. For himself.
Oh boy, so the painting earlier said murder and victim, so I wonder if it refers to him. He was the victim of the FBC, but then he lost and pretty much killed everyone there, or transformed them into like monsters. Rudolph Lane, so that's a completely new character. Damn, they were even putting stuff in his food to get him to be more compliant, so they can manipulate him. And I guess they didn't even let him shower, or was it on in his head, that the smell of the paint? Focus timeline, highly adjective usage, character centric, Lane. Story concepts: Rudolph Lane, paint / odor. Paint parentheses odor. Marmonts, hate or conflict. Yeah, so these people are they're pretty much super villains at this point. That's what they are. Organizational update. Moving forward, research at the lake house will be divided into two distinct projects. Project X 10032 AW, codename Arbutus, will focus on studying the writing of Redacted with Diana Marmont serving as project director. I'm guessing that is the writing of either Alan Wake or the machine they created. Project C 43210 RL, codename Ramnus, will focus on studying Redacted and his work with Dr. Jules Marmont serving as project director. So that's the artist guy, Rudolph Lane. Staff will be notified regarding their project assignment and any required desk changes. Your patience is requested during this reorganization. This is confidential matter. Facility matter is not to be discussed with external agents or teams. If you have any questions, please contact me directly. Signed, Harry Kingston, facility administrator. So they didn't even let the oldest house know what they were doing. They pretty much went off the grid.
September 12, 2023. Notes regarding a page of an Alan Wake manuscript I found in the archives. I checked the records, and this page is not in our inventory. I believe it manifested inside the lake house directly. I won't be filing this page. It'll just send Jules into a panic. The page is written in Wake's usual style, so I can't say for certain if it's being literal or figurative when it calls us monsters. What's interesting is that the page indicates that a painting succeeded in linking Cauldron Lake's threshold with our facility. Writing has always been the clearly superior avenue of research, but I never considered that the writing itself would dictate a different art form as the catalyst for our success. I cannot accept that. I can't allow Jules to stumble his way into success. Not after the years of work I put into this research. Yesterday, the two writers are visiting Bright Falls. I will beat Jules to the finish line.
Damn, she sounds really pissed and angry, and jealous. I think Alan was being literal if he called you monsters. I mean, it takes one to know one, right? He would know. He is one himself at this point. But what's weird is they are creating that machine there to mimic his style. So I wonder if that page is really from him, or is it from the machine they created? And like the machine has gained a kind of sentient awareness about them itself. Like who created that page, Alan or the machine? Because it could be either one of them. Okay, we came from this way, right? This was the elevator. Yeah, they are monsters at this point. That's literally what they become. They become supervillains. Let's go safe. Wait a minute.
But the water could not flow. It became trapped, stagnant, went bad. The truth was controlled here. Art was not art, just content for the experiment. There was a crack in the lake house. The Marmonts had let the lake in, but the water could not flow. It became trapped, stagnant, went bad. The truth was controlled here. The art was not art, just content for the experiment.
So that's the output. So what he's saying is basically they tapped into the energy, but because they're not strictly doing it to, you know, create artistic works, they're basically letting it rot, so the energy is becoming bad. I'm guessing that's where those paint monsters are coming from.
Went bad. The truth was controlled here. The art was not art, just content for the experiment.
Can we shut this one off?
There was a the Marmonts had let the lake in. It became
There we go.
stagnant, went bad. The truth was controlled here.
Oh, they were experimenting on the Bookers. Edward Franklin Booker, born in New York, currently resides in New York, married to Tabitha Booker. No known children or dependents, no paracriminal affiliations found. Located in Bright Falls, Washington as of September 10, 2023. Writer and director, 5 stage plays, unsuccessful. Confirmed artist designation, author, playwright. Background investigation performed a very short amount of time per instruction. As a result, the information contained in this report is not comprehensive and possibly erroneous. Initial findings report, Tamitha Madison Booker. Okay, it's that Tamitha Booker, not Tabitha. Born in Atlanta, Georgia, currently resides in New York, married to Edward Franklin Booker, no known children or dependents, no paracriminal affiliations found. Author of 3 commercially successful true crime books. First publication was a poetry collection, unsuccessful. Confirmed artist designation, author/poet. Damn, so they were targeting the Bookers. So the Bookers were lucky to get out of there just after encountering the cult of the tree, because it could have gone much worse for them if they've gotten captured and brought here. That definitely would have gone badly for them. So they should consider themselves lucky they actually were just interrupted there. They stumbled on the cult and they just ran away from it. The FBC never had a chance to catch them over here, because if they had, it would have gone that much worse for them. So yeah, there's some nefarious stuff going in here. This is we're in some deep shit right now, Kiran. These people have completely lost their minds. They've become probably worse than Hartman, because Hartman already went into the game just wanting to exploit everyone. He made no attempt to actually hide what he was on his own time. But these people seem convinced that they aren't monsters at this point. They seem convinced that they're doing it for some greater good, or that their work is somehow justified. So they are actually way worse than Hartman in some respects, because he's just greedy. He's just a greedy son of a bitch. But these people are actually deluded and delusional. So
Please don't let this be what I think it is.
yep.
By now, typewriters and Cauldron Lake do not mix. And a room full of them all clacking away. 100% bad news.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, it's like when they had in Winter Soldier, the movie, they had all those computers linked up together to kind of preserve Azola's memory, like his mind. They were all working as one. This is basically that one giant setup to kind of replicate Alan Wake. So this is all an artificial Alan Wake trying to create work like his. This is awful in its implications, because if Wake's messing up reality just by his writings, what the hell are these people gonna do? Look at that. Each one of those typewriters is a little individual Alan Wake. And they're all automated, which means they never stop. They do not stop working and creating more pages. So what's gonna happen to this facility? Because it is completely corrupted by now. It's just toxic, and it's probably gonna cause massive damage to the town. So what's gonna happen to this? Like, they're gonna have to destroy it or nuke it or something, because you cannot have this literal artificial Alan Wake here just typing out pages like his and using that to alter the environment around them. That's just extremely dangerous. Progress report. Typewriter brand investigation. Investigation the precise brand and model of typewriter used by Alan Wake with the intent to use this particular brand for redacted, and the ATDs continues to be unsuccessful. Sources contacted with discretion. Wake's publishing house. Result: no use for information. Wake's agent refused to discuss client matters. Wake's spouse refused to discuss. Result: no use for information. Checked all available online interviews, publications, elements pertaining to Alan Wake. Result: no use for information. Well, the problem is, I think that special typewriter that he uses is that was the one Alice gave him, and that obviously um came from the dark place because I think Hartman probably gave her that typewriter, so he's the only one who would know. I don't think Barry would know, and Alice would refuse to say. But it's not really a regular typewriter. It's probably something that doesn't actually exist in the physical world. It's just something created by the dark place. The relevant team will continue to explore alternative sources of information. The ATDs will continue to be operated with the available typewriters until Wake's preferred brand is known. Theoretically, replicating Alan Wake's style of writing via the same brand of typewriter used by the author should yield optimal results. The project director has indicated that a similar investigation should be launched into the brand and type of ink used in Wake's typewriter. Damn, so they're really trying hardcore to replicate it exactly. But like I said, that typewriter came from an otherworldly place, so I don't think it's gonna work that way. You can't replicate it because it's not sold on the earth. It's something else. Ah, my own nemesis 555. I hate that thing whenever it pops up. I don't care if it's Resident Evil, Spider-Man, Silent Hill, Alan Wake, Control. I hate that 555 number because it immediately takes you out of a story because you realize, oh, they're using the fake phone number that every other fictional story in existence uses, whether it's on film, television, or video games. It's just they always use 555 because that's a number specifically created and available for entertainment. But for me, it's just a slight little thing that takes me out of the story momentarily. Yeah, how many do they have over here? Like at least 40, right? Because it looks like there's dozens of them. And of course, the music would be all ominous right now. Oh, they even got more over here. Like, are they trying to reverse engineer his typewriter, basically? Yeah, look at that. C1 auto typer machine. I wish Estevez would comment more on this stuff because it is extremely disturbing from a certain point of view. Oh boy, look at this note. God damn. Research notes. Content of Wake manuscript, January 19, 2022. We have begun to find pages from a manuscript very likely written by Alan Wake, prior utilitarian as suspect in past cases involving the Cauldron Lake AWE. Though I do not like to bring myself or my biases into my work, I must do so here to address the matter being examined. As reference for any future readers, I am Dr. Diana Marmonts, co-head of research at the Lake House facility. The page we recently found summarizes my life with Jules Marmont, husband and co-researcher. It has turned us into characters for a story, making generalizations and assumptions that I must attempt to evaluate without emotion or prejudice. The accuracy of the writing is intriguing. It reports our past in the Bureau, but it also details inner thoughts that an outsider recorder would have no way of knowing. Jules and I have indeed been having more and more interpersonal conflicts this past year. This raises many questions. How does Wake, wherever he's writing this from, get his information? Or was the page itself determining these emotions and events? I cannot believe that the scope of Wake's ability goes so far as to have dictated my entire career at the FBC. And if it did, would it matter even if a person knew their life was being driven by an external force? Would it change their nature, their behavior, their personality? My disagreements with Jules are not sudden shifts in personality, but rather growing resentment. I firmly believe that, though I have no evidence to prove it, which brings me to a new research query for our team. What methodology can one use to prove that their actions, their mind, their love, or animosity are theirs to control? Okay, now she's overthinking it. The reason Wake can see all that is because he's literally outside of time and space. And so he wasn't writing your life before he went into the dark place. He's picking up on visions he sees. And I guess they've increased in the dark place. Because before he did it with Alex Casey, he could see visions. So that's how he was able to copy Casey into like a fictional character. But he's not actually dictating every single thing that happens to you. I think it's just like he can see it because he's outside of time and space. Like Alice said at the end of the main game, time means nothing in the dark place. So he's literally seeing back in time and seeing your career. That's how he can get, but he's not actually writing out your life step by step. Because obviously his manuscript is focused on a lot of things, so he's not going to go into the full history for one single person. You'll notice he's never once mentioned Director Trench in any of his writings, even though Trench is an incredibly important figure in the Remedy lore, yet Wake has never mentioned him once, because he's not a focus. So she's starting to overthink it at this point, I guess becoming paranoid that he's controlling every aspect of her life. Kind of like the way Casey did when he was confronted with that possibility. He became angry and upset, but he's not a fictional character who wakes, and she's not either. It's not predetermined. He's picking up on what he senses through the dark place and through his own gifts. It's a combination of the two. He can see visions of people and stuff like that, but then the dark place gives him more information. Like, they're not taking into account that he's literally stuck in another dimension now. They're acting like he's free and just running this stuff at a lakeside cabin or something. They don't really realize that he's stuck in there. What are we gonna find in here? This is some fascinating stuff for the lore. Like, it's not the most exciting in terms of being rapidly paced, but we're finding a lot of super critical lore for what's going on around here and how things work in the Remedyverse. So threshold experimentation is floor 5, so I'm guessing that's where there might be a portal to the actual dark place in floor number 5. So shit. We should probably save that floor for last. Ah, they got the pretty blonde security guard. That sucks. But hey, we got a shotgun.
Extra firepower.
We have a shotgun now. We're armed. Damn, this guy got killed too. I'm guessing all the agents outside are gonna get killed.
Back where I started. Spatial recurrence. Usually observes the law of 3.
Hey, look at that. Oh, a prize-winning wiener dog. That's new. Remember, Kiran, it's not a loop. It's a spiral. Oh yeah, we listened to this already.
September 12, 2023. Notes regarding the page of an Alan Wake manuscript I found in the archives. I checked the records, and this page is not in our inventory. I believe it manifested.
Oh yeah, we heard this already. Yep, it's the same thing. So you gotta go 3 times through the loop to get out.
This contrived
Hey, we have some new resources. Okay, this one's new.
in constant imbalance, cause and effect hopelessly tangled. Arranged wrong, the dream logic flawed, the feedback loop doubled and redoubled, out of control. The pressure kept building, looking for release. This contrived overlap bounded on itself, compressing, compounding, reflecting, and refracting. An urban legend and a murder in constant imbalance, cause and effect hopelessly.
So they created an overlap basically where the dark place and reality intersect. But the thing is, it got out of control. At least they're giving us more resources. I bet you we're gonna get jumped on this one. Or the third attempt. Oh yeah, the game is saving. Here we go. Oh god damn, there's a ton of them. Damn, they're fast. We gotta go in there, but we gotta run these freaks first. Damn it! God damn. I keep wasting the fucking batteries. Shit, there's a ton of them. Oh. I think we need the... Damn, he just up and left. Got him. Got his ass. I want to collect all the other ammo, but I want to make sure we're not surrounded. So I think it's only those three, right? There we go. God damn. God damn. I hate those fucking axemen. I think there's only one left. God damn, come on! Finally got him, Jesus Christ.
Some staff down there had been corrupted. Shit just kept getting worse.
Oh, there's something we could have used about like 12 rounds earlier. An actual light grenade, a flashbang. I think we might need to create a separate save because we are almost out of batteries. And in this game, when you run out of batteries, you pretty much lose.
Loop 3. Should be the last one.
I keep coming back to this page. The author's clearly awake. It's like he's warning us. What? What does it mean? This page scared Jules away from the work. He's ready. A coward can't stand risk. Science is risk. For me, this is proof that we're going in the right direction. I just need Rudolph Lane's paintings to look to more pages so that hopefully one day we can understand.
Damn, she's calling him a coward already. So I'm guessing their marriage was pretty much dissolving at that point. Alright, we got some batteries. Yeah, let's do a manual save instead, just in case we need to reload this. Because I don't trust things to go that well with the limited resources we have now. Especially if they throw more taken at us. What the hell is this?
What is that?
Hey, it's the painting. Almost looks like the hiss at this point. So there's the exit, but I want to see if we have any more bullets or batteries that we can scrounge up. What the hell? Yeah, so that is a bad idea. We cannot go directly into the darkness like that. We just completely lose track of our vision. No power. I'm guessing we have to turn on the power to clear away all this stuff. Before we grab that, where do we take it to?
Controllable shifting phenomena.
I'm guessing we take it over here. And there's the separate door.
Won't open without power.
I hope nothing ambushes us while we're carrying that block. I guess we better hurry then, before something accidentally wanders over here into this room. We still haven't obtained any of the other security cards for 2 or 3. So I'm guessing we still got a long way to go. This DLC is supposed to be like 2.5 hours long, but I think I might need to split it in 2 videos because it looks like we still got a long way to go. We haven't even gotten level 2 or 3 clearance just yet. Okay, so we put the power one up there. Where do we take this one? There's one right there. Oh, we gotta drag it all the way over there? Really? Is something gonna ambush us in the shadow? Yeah, I guess we put it over there. Right between the 2 glowing sticks. Now does it have sufficient power? Let's see if we can turn off this light. Alright, so it did something. It didn't turn on the light, but it created this new path. There's the painting again. What's it gonna say this time?
You again.
What happened to you? About Alan Wake.
What happened to you? Did the people here do this to you?
Yep. So I think the painting is representative of what they were doing to him. What about Alan Wake?
Alan Wake's writing is being studied here. Do you know anything about him?
Names don't matter. 1,000 more to come.
They say clear communication is the key to any relationship. You and I have some work to do there. You said Marmonts before. Do they do this? Where are they now? Tell me where they are.
What did they do?
Okay, we're gonna go out to the next save point. We're gonna save right there because it is getting late. It's almost 4 o'clock a.m. in the morning, and we're almost at 2 hours of recording. So I don't want this to be like the last video, which turned out to be like almost 3.5 hours once I put the two pieces together. Because those long videos are a pain to upload.
Access denied. Access denied.
Huh.
Access denied. Access denied.
Okay, so we're on level 3. What was the objective? Get to the experiment site on sub-level 5. Find a way to get the keycard and gun by exploring the facility. Okay, so I'm guessing we gotta go back to... What's on the second floor? We haven't been there yet. Let's go to floor number 2.
A threshold is the connection between a foreign reality and our own. Now, they all have their own rules, strange as they are, but the further down I went, the more chaotic this one got. Clearly, this was the Cauldron Lake threshold, but something was wrong. Well, more wrong than usual.
It's funny, someone speculated in a file and control that Earth itself may be a threshold of another reality. But they didn't want to hear about that.
Please remain calm.
Yeah, whoever was writing the report didn't want to hear about that. Because they said it might cause like a crisis of confusion in some of their agents. If it turned out like the whole world you knew, Earth was just like a side world of an entirely different universe. Hey, is that the painting guy? Oh no, that's the shadow. For a moment I thought that might have been him. We need a safe spot. Damn, there's taken everywhere. Some over there, right over there. Is there a safe spot that we can... Oh, let's check out the lab over there. Yeah, let's not go into these places just yet. No health that we can pick up. There's light inside there. Could we go down there? Take a bit of a break? We don't have the clearance to open that just yet. We need level 3. We're only at level 1. Damn, there's a lot of them. Look at how many there are. No bullets or health. Thank you for that empty box. You're a real help. Look at that, just that whole gigantic box just to hold 2 pieces of resources, a health item and a pack of bullets. Is that gigantic box really necessary for that? Ooh.
There's the elevator. How do I get in?
Damn, there's a lot of them. You know, shotgun shells. Anything in the restroom? Like we were finding secret stuff in the control restrooms. Anything here? I guess not. I guess there's nothing here. That's disappointing. At least we found ammo and stuff in the control restrooms. Or some of those secrets that let you upgrade your skills. Let's go down here to the light.
I wonder what happened here.
Oh, there's a page of Alan's writing, I presume.
Jules Marmont looked at the painting. He didn't understand it. Saw only random whirls of color. Drugging Lane made him more compliant, but his work had turned abstract. Jules needed more art his team could parse, could test, trial and error. These abstract explosions of color complicated the data. His grip tightened around the letter opener in his hand. The piece of art he needed was hidden inside Lane. If Jules could simply cut the painter open and pull the painting out of him, he would. The overhead lights flickered. Jules would make Lane cooperate. No more drugs. Less carrot, more stick. Jules had to go faster. He wouldn't lose to Diana. Nothing else mattered.
Damn, so he was gonna cut him open just to threaten him? Subject Condition Report. Project Ramnus. Rudolph Lane, Subject P, has shown a decline in redacted over the past several months. Initially, this redacted presented as an increase in resistance, frequently declining requests to work. However, given time and pressure, subject would always relent. Subject's attitude towards art has also undergone a change recently. He is disinterested in his work, quickly becoming frustrated and sometimes even damaging or destroying the piece before it is completed. In the past few months, his work has become much more abstract, no longer showing true-to-life subjects or landscape, but rather conceptual art that is much harder to define or categorize. Whether this sudden interest in abstraction was a form of rebellion, a consequence of growing redacted, or source of genuine artistic interest is unknown. Current situation: as of yesterday, subject refuses to touch his supplies. He claims he will not paint anymore and wishes to leave. The subject's refusal has effectively faulted all research. While the team can continue to run tests on the backlog of paintings, they estimate that there is little new information to gain. The subject must continue to paint if work is to proceed. However, the team is concerned that convincing the subject with force or coercion may only entrench him further in his position. Action to be taken: Dr. Jules Marmont, co-head of research and project lead, has suggested that a high dose of redacted be introduced to the subject's food to cure his redacted. If the subject's attitude does not improve, then low doses of redacted will be introduced in order to improve his compliance. So they were committing humanitarian crimes here, basically, in an attempt to get this guy to paint. Yeah, look at this. They're keeping him locked up like a prisoner. Like he's an animal of some kind. Work order: wall removal and transport. Subject sub-level 2, Lane cell. A section of the cell's southern wall needs to be removed for transport to sub-level 5 for analysis. Urgency high. Tools required. It is not my job to know which tools you use to cut concrete walls. It is your job. Additional details important. The wall must be removed very carefully. The painting on the interior side of the wall must not be damaged. Oh, so that's where the painting was. The one that's talking to us now was right here on the wall, and they cut it out and removed it. I'm guessing he wasn't pleased with that course of action on their part when they cut down and removed the wall. So did the painting take on like a life of its own? Is that what happened here? Because that's what it sounds like the painting gained some type of sentience. I'm trying to look for a way to see if there's a safe spot we can save the game. But I don't think we have the necessary clearance to go into any of these rooms. Security. Container? What did we miss? Oh, this one? Oh, there we go, a flare. Maybe in this section, the control center, maybe there's There's also a break room on... Is that 3? Maybe we can go back to the elevator and go save a room 3 if there's no break room up here. There's got to be one. I imagine it has to be somewhere around the control center. They wouldn't just put you here with no break room. Ooh, that guy suffered an unfortunate consequence. Or woman, if it was a woman. Can't really tell since they're lying down. The hair could be either one. It could be a guy with a luscious head of hair, or it could be a woman, but we can't tell. The best of the brightest flashlights in review. That's a good subject to be reading in Bright Falls. What is the best flashlight available to people? Do not copy Wake manuscript pages. Can't believe anyone actually has to be told not to do that. Oh yeah, there is the break room right there. Good, because we can save the game. Got some more shotgun shells. We're loaded on shotgun ammo now. I'm not sure if we should open that door or not, but you know what? We'll check it out next time. It's not a priority for now. We'll check it out next time. Because I do not want to deal with a fight right now if somebody ambushes us in that room. So we're getting plenty of ammo, but what we really need is more battery power because we only have 2. So let's save over here. We're going to save manually. I'm going to save over here. And I guess we'll do a quick save since we do have that extra spare save that we maintain just in case something goes horribly wrong. Okay, so this is getting interesting. I started off slow at first. We were just finding a lot of documents and doing a lot of reading and exploring the abandoned lake house facility. But now it's getting super interesting because I'm interested to know what those 2 scientists actually did. Like, how did they create that painting that we've been talking to? How did he create it if it was the subject they've been studying, Rudolph Lane? Like, is that a part of him, basically? Is it almost like he created a conscious painting? Or is it actually him trapped in the painting? I'm not really sure. Also, I'm still curious to know what the paint monsters are, where exactly they're coming from. I'm guessing we'll get some answers once we get to the 5th floor and actually get into the threshold there. Because I'm guessing that's what the portal to the dark place is. So that's probably where we'll get some solid answers about what's going on. So far, it's pretty interesting. It's still an Alan Wake Remedy game. You know, it's still following the same mode. So it's definitely more slower paced than, say, the Rose DLC, which was just pure arcadey fun, or even the Jesse one where you were shooting at the shadow people in the Coffee World amusement park. Is definitely lots more slow paced than those. But we're getting a lot of intriguing lore about the Remedyverse and specifically what's going on around Cauldron Lake and in Bright Falls. And we're also getting some pretty interesting glimpses into the FBC and how they were running things and how scientists were actually working before the whole thing got locked down by the Hiss invasion. So we're getting an awful lot of lore on the situation in the Control/Alan Wake world, which I'm sure we will come back to eventually once they release Control 2. I'm sure some of this stuff will pop back up again in that game. But for now, we're definitely getting a lot of really good, intriguing info. I will say it's definitely a horrifying thought that they're literally trying to artificially recreate Alan Wake's writing. I was about to say his paintings, but that's actually Rudolph Lane. But they're trying to recreate Alan Wake's writing For what purpose? Because they made it clear they want to control reality, but what do they actually want to do? That's what I'm wondering about. What is their actual ultimate goal? Or is there an ultimate goal? Was it just to be able to say they did it? You know, to claim credit for the discovery on how to use the dark place's energy to influence reality? That were they just pursuing that research for the sake of pursuing it so they could claim credit for it at the FBC headquarters? Like, what exactly was their ultimate goal for this whole project? Because it sounds to me an awful lot like they literally want to have control over the rest of the world, and they can do that through the paintings this guy was producing, and also through the writing that Alan Wake was producing. That's why they're trying to imitate it. Because if you can have a guy who can see the future through the paintings on one end, and then you have an artificial system mimicking Alan Wake's writing on another end, and you put them together, you can pretty much have ultimate control over the world, right? Because you will be able to foresee anything that's going to happen, and at the same time you can also influence things into changing permanently. So that's a frightening level of control for two scientists to have, and two scientists who are being slowly revealed to be just petty, paranoid schmucks. That's what they are. So that's definitely not a positive situation there, that you had these people investigating ways to either control or manipulate the actual physical world. That's a pretty scary idea right there. So I'm guessing we're probably more than halfway done with the DLC. We might have maybe like half an hour or like 45 minutes left when we come back next time. Because I saw somebody's playthrough was literally like 2.5 hours. So I'm guessing we have like 30 to 45 minutes left on the DLC. So when we come back next time after finishing Silent Hill 2 Remake, because we're going to do that first, and then we're also going to play Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver Remaster. We'll come back to this and finish off the Lake House DLC and see how this all concludes. And then after that, like I said, I might just do some short videos with the final draft version of Alan Wake 2, just if I see anything that's incredibly different and I feel the need to comment on it, then I'll make a few short videos and then just combine those into one longer video, so you can see what I thought of the new scenes that they added in that game mode. Because I know there's other stuff in there besides just the ending cutscene, which is new. There's some other stuff in there, so I'm really intrigued to see where some of the stuff they didn't wrap up in the first version, Mr. Door, Dr. Darling's appearance, to see whether those loose ends will actually lead to anything, or if it's just like set up for Control 2. So we'll get around to it eventually. That's it for now for the Lake House DLC. Thank you for watching as always, and I will see you again next time on Alan Wake 2 on the PS5. See you later, everyone.